Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine, video version of my podcast. And today I'm going to talk about May and the new moon in May on the 16th, but mostly I'm going to talk about May 1st, the full moon, the Scorpio Taurus full moon. May is a portal month, and every zodiac sign is going to be impacted in their financial and romantic futures. You have to stay tuned to find out what this Scorpio full moon means for you. I did another video on the spiritual significance of this Scorpio full moon being the Wesak moon. So remember to like, subscribe, and follow me. I'm Jill Jardine, a professional astrologer, psychic, healer, yogi of over 35 years. I've helped clients find better life, live better lives, manifest better lives. If you want to attract the love of your life or manifest abundance, listen up because I have a lot to share. So let's talk about May 1st. May is a portal month because of the 3 lunar activities that are going on. We launch May with the powerful Scorpio full moon and the sun in Taurus, lighting up the financial axis in astrology. So get your financial house in order. This moon is going to be a big shifter. I think we'll hear some news out there in the world about financial markets and economics. And then we have the Taurus new moon on May 16th, and we end with the once in a blue moon event on the Sagittarius full moon May 31st. But let's talk about this powerful portal month. May is not a subtle month. It's a cosmic bridge between stability, acceleration, and there's so much going on. Luckily, we start the month with Taurus, which will have a bit of a grounding effect. So we can look at our earth plane concerns, our physicality, money, love, and all of that. And so the month starts, and we have basically the first 16 days to sort that out. And the stability will come even stronger at the new moon on May 16th. But again, it's a portal month, meaning that each of these lunar activities, it's almost going to make it feel like 3 months, because the beginning of the month is kind of very, scorpionic, a lot going on, a lot coming to the surface, a lot of revelations, because that's what Scorpio likes to do. It likes to take that hidden information and bring it up for everybody to see. So there's going to be some shocks, especially with Uranus now going through Gemini, and a lot of hidden information coming to the surface. And as I said in my other video on the Wesak moon, which is the same moon, it's a Scorpio full moon this year on May Day, which is also Beltane, a pagan festival, all of these spiritual celebrations or spiritual markers coming together. And when I say May is going to be a portal month, especially with this full moon in Scorpio, it means that we can access higher planes. We can access our soul. And that means that you have to tune in and tune out. Tune out the noise out there and tune into your true self, into your spiritual being, your higher self. And that means to take some time out from all the noise, get off the media, get off the social media, watch my videos though, and really go out in nature, because Taurus loves nature, and meditate, chant. If you're not aware, I have written a book. It's called Sacred Sound Formulas to Awaken the Modern Mind. It's a book on Sanskrit mantras. Check it out. I'll put the link in the show notes. But it is a time to really get clear as far as what you want going forward, because when we get to that new moon on May 16th, that's a manifestation moon on steroids. So you really want to use the beginning of the month to get very, very clear. And the whole month is a karmic clearing portal. There could be a lot of emotion coming up in the beginning with that Scorpio. Scorpio is all about going into the depths of the subconscious. It's a water sign, so we have to feel it to heal it. Scorpio loves processing. So as I mentioned in a previous video, that there's a lot of physical symptoms as well as emotional and psychological coming up for people, since Uranus is in Gemini. It's going to bring it all out. And so this beginning of Taurus, people may be feeling things deeply, both on an emotional and physical level. Scorpio moon, full moon on May 1st, that's water, so that is the emotions. And then the sign Taurus is an earth sign, so that works, that affects physicality, that impacts our physicality. So you're going to want to look at both of those aspects of life. And if we were looking in the chakra system, we're talking about root chakra with the earth, with the Taurus energy, and then we're talking about second chakra with the Scorpio. So first chakra is our stability, our security, a lot of stuff to do with feeling safe and secure. So that means with money and your body and your physicality. And then second chakra, which is Scorpio, is all about processing, assimilation, releasing what you don't want. Scorpio can sometimes have a rulership too over the root, but the elimination or releasing things from our body through the lower chakras. That's Scorpio's thing. But remember, Scorpio is also a phoenix rising from the ashes. So what do you want to release so that you can be reborn at that Taurus new moon on the 16th of May? So people may feel pulled into deep emotional waters, but it is to clear and release and liberate. So let go of control. We're going to see a lot of hidden truths. It's also going to affect power dynamics in relationships because Scorpio is a relationship sign, and it's deeper than Libra, the other relationship sign, because Scorpio is about sharing on a deeper level. So therefore it rules money and sex and shared resources, shared money, shared experiences, shared psychological connections. So that's very, very intense. And so it's also about power. Scorpio is always about power, as is its ruler Pluto, which is basically loosely squaring this moon from Aquarius by about 6 degrees. But still, there's some tension there where Scorpio's ruler in Aquarius, a sign that is squaring it or creating tension. So there's the power dynamics in relationship again. But there can also be emotional breakthroughs. We have to feel it to heal it. I like to say that as a healer of many years, but it's true. We can't spiritually bypass, especially at this time. I mean, the energy's amping up, and it's really important to do your inner work now because things are going to get crazy out there. They already are, but more so. And people get swooped up in the Uranian whirlwinds there of Gemini. So this full moon says, you can't carry the old baggage into the future that's unfolding. So do what you can to release. I like that phrase. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. So that's a good affirmation to say. And you have time to absorb the intensity of this Scorpio full moon because, again, we have the new moon in Taurus on the 16th. So there's some integration time. And again, we're going to hear things about the financial world out there. And we're going to hear about economics, global economics, national economics, all of that. Maybe some fear mongering about that. Usually that's what goes along with it. But I'd use this time to really center and really, really process so you can be that phoenix rising from the ashes and magnetize the abundance and the abundant future. So I work with something called Sabian Symbols. This is a system that covers the 360 degrees of the zodiac. So there's 12 signs and there's 30 degrees in each sign. Now, a clairvoyant called Elsie Wheeler channeled the Sabian Symbols back at the beginning of the 20th century. And then Mark Edmund Jones and Dane Rudar have written books about them, and they're all over the internet now. But basically, they're a archetypal description of that degree of the zodiac. So this Scorpio full moon occurs at 11 degrees Scorpio. So if you know where that falls in your chart, that's going to help you see where this moon is going to activate you. And again, it's a full moon, so the moon is in one sign and the sun is in the polar opposite, Scorpio Taurus. So I invite you to look at where 11 degrees Scorpio falls in your chart. That's where the moon will be. And where is 11 degrees Taurus, because that's the sun. And again, you can hit me up, JillJardineAstrology.com, to find out this important axis. It's the money axis, and it will tell you more about your financial life. I do a lot with financial astrology for people, and I used to work in the crypto world working with Bitcoin and all the coins charts to predict the movement. And I did that, and that was in 2021, 2022, made some people a bunch of money, but kind of backed away. We'll sometimes do it if I feel the calling, but this is the financial moon. So things like cryptocurrency, as well as the regular stock markets and other financial markets will be affected. So the financial access. So getting back to the degree, 11 degree Scorpio, the degree of this full moon, and the Sabian symbol is a drowning man rescued. Now remember, this was done in the early 20th century, so we can say a drowning human rescued. And so what does this mean? It speaks to emotional rebirth. Remember, Scorpio is a water sound, and somebody who felt they were underwater is rescued. So it also means being saved from overwhelm and a turning point where help or awakening arrives. So if we look at that in our collective situation, there's a lot to ponder. I mean, a lot of people are also realizing that we do have help from higher spheres, higher luminous spheres, the galactics, call them what you will, higher consciousness. And this is a time of intervention. And I do believe that we have higher frequencies and energies that are here to help humanity at this time when it may look like we've lost our way. So it's pretty exciting, and this relates to what I was saying at the beginning of the episode about this full moon being a portal. It's a portal to higher consciousness. But as Carl Jung always said, we do not become enlightened by imagining beings of light, but by making the darkness conscious, which means that we have to go through our subconscious. We can't do spiritual bypass, as I said. This, if you get no other message in my teachings, we can't do that right now anymore because it will just create more problems. But we have to go through our subconscious, process past lives, past patterns that are no longer serving or are unhealthy. And then we bring them to the light, which is the consciousness. And sometimes when we label an issue, when we understand it and label it, it releases its power on us. So this is Scorpio. This is Scorpio energy. Scorpio energy is the natural psychologist. And this is what we do in psychology. We go into the subconscious in a gentle way. And there's many techniques to do that. And we bring out the hidden content, or we bring it to light. I mean, it comes through in dreams too. And then we look at it, and then it is no longer hidden, and it can't have the power. And we look at it, dismantle it, integrate it, use it as, take it as a wound and use it as a power. And then that frees up the subconscious to connect with our superconscious, which is our higher self, soul, higher aspect of divine source, whatever you want to call it. So use the Scorpio full moon to process. And again, follow me, subscribe, and give me a like, share this video with friends, book a reading at JillJardineAstrology.com. Check out my book on Sanskrit mantra at JillJardine.com, and listen to my audio podcast on the Believe Network, Apple, Spotify, all major platforms of podcasts. Have a lovely full moon. Namaste.